Miss Bernadine Kent, if you're in the arena, can you come to the stage?
I got it good, girl, cause I got myself a good girl. Yeah, you up and took my whole world and made it so good, girl. You're an angel, you're a keeper, the kind of thing that you gotta lock down. I'm loving, just living, every minute since you came around. I was lost in the neon lights to the day that you
Can the members of the cheer team please come forward for their group photo? Members of the cheer team, thank you. Can the members of the cheer team please come back? You forgot me.
Day starts with a coffee, ends with a wine till it's forever getting ready. So she's never on time for anything. When she gets that come get me look in her eye, well, it kinda scares me the way that she drives me wild. She drives me wild. Beautiful, crazy, she can't help but amaze me. The way that she dances, ain't afraid to take chances, and wears her heart on her sleeve. Yeah, she's crazy, but her crazy's beautiful to me. She makes plans for the weekend, can't wait to go out till she changes her mind, says let's stay on the couch and watch TV, and she falls asleep. Beautiful, crazy, she can't help but amaze me. The way that she dances, ain't afraid to take chances, and wears her heart on her sleeve. Yeah, she's crazy, but her crazy's beautiful to me. She's unpredictable, unforgettable. It's unusual, unbelievable.
Can we get the members of the girls ice hockey and girls ball hockey teams to come forward? And next up after that will be the members of the Mole Day Planning Committee.
Crazy, she can't help but amaze me. The way that she dances, ain't afraid to take chances, and wears her heart on her sleeve.
Miss Diane Reynolds, if you are in the building, can you please come to the stage? We have students looking for you. Also, can the members of the Mole Day Planning Committee please come forward for your group photo? Mole Day Planning Committee. Following the Mole Day Planning Committee, can we get the EF 2025 group on their way up, please?
Hotels are made for 2-night stays, checking in and out, meeting strangers in the lobby, waking up and leaving town the next day. But love ain't. And whiskey's poured for when you're bored and alone on Friday night, when you wanna lose yourself and need a place to hide from all the pain. But love ain't. Love ain't you on a sidewalk in your new dress all alone. Love ain't you calling me 'cause he ain't picking up his phone. The way you're talking sounds like he's somebody you should hate. I may not know what love is, girl, but
All right, EF Group 2025. Switzerland and Italy 2025. Come on up.
sad movies are for crying on the couch there in the dark. That sad song, it was written just to try and get your heart to break. But love ain't. Love ain't you on a sidewalk in your new dress all alone. Love ain't you calling me 'cause he ain't picking up his phone. The way
Can we please get the drama and the improv group to come forward? Drama and improv. Our next group, if you can start heading towards the stage, will be girls basketball. Can we also have our music groups start to get together? Music groups include jazz band, trad band, and choir. So all musical groups for our level 3s.
Could the members of girls softball come to the stage for your photo, please? Okay. Could the members of social justice and mentorship committees please come to the stage for your photo?
When you dance like that, you got that little tattoo playing peekaboo on your back. Yeah, if you wanna impress me, baby.
Miss Courtney, if you are in the arena, can you please come to the stage? Members of the Student Prom Committee, please come to the stage for your photo. Members of the Student Prom Committee. This is the final call for any teams or groups wishing to get a photo who were not already called to come to the stage and do so.
She was sitting all alone over on the tailgate, tan legs swinging by a Georgia plate.
Could the French immersion graduates please return to the stage?
Soon as I sat down, I was falling in love, trying to pour a little sugar in her Dixie cup.
That's the French immersion graduates. Please return to the stage. French public speaking, please stay on the stage.
Girl, I know I don't know you, but your pretty little eyes so blue are pulling me in like the moon on your skin. I'm so glad you trusted me to slide up on this dusty seat and let your hair down. Get out of town, got the stars
If we could have everyone start taking their seats so we can get started, that would be greatly appreciated. Thank you.
Gonna put the world away for a minute, pretend I don't live in it. Sunshine gonna wash my blues away. Had sweet love, but I lost it. She got too close, so I fought it. Now I'm lost in the world, trying to find me a better way. Wishing I was deep in the water somewhere. Got the
Once again, if we can get people to get their seats, we can get started.
gonna reach my chair. Sunrise, there's a fire in the sky.
Jasmine, you're on me. You're on me. Actually. Good evening, parents, guardians, teachers, invited guests, and of course, fellow graduates. My name is Avery Yetman,
And I'm Jasmine Jewer.
and we will be your official MCs for tonight, the most awaited night of our senior year, our prom ceremony. On accueille chaleureux à tous ici ce soir pour célébrer la classe 2025 de Ascension Collegiate.
Before we continue, we'd like to mention the following.
There are 4 fire exits, the 2 doors at the front as well as the side doors at the back. At this time, we'd also like to ask if everyone would silence their cell phones.
Also, if you choose to smoke, please do so away from the main entrance. As well, keep those tickets on you in order to re-enter the building.
Please note, for anyone who may like our refreshment throughout the evening, water is available on the table on the left as soon as you come in.
We now invite Reverend Liberty Mataberry to come forward and offer blessings for the class of 2025.
Okay, thanks, folks. Good evening, everyone. I just want to say congratulations to our 2025 graduates. May the God bless you and continue to take care of you. Let us pray. Thank you for this joyful occasion and for bringing us together to celebrate the accomplishments of these graduates, the 2025 graduates. We are grateful for the hard work, perseverance, and growth that you have brought them to this moment. We thank you, God, as they prepare to step into the new beginnings. We ask for your continued guidance, protection, and wisdom over their lives. May they walk with courage, serve with compassion, and lead with integrity. Bless this meal and bless this occasion, bless this function, bless this gathering as we are about to start this program. In the name of our loving God, I pray. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend Liberty. Let us now take a moment for the reading of the land acknowledgement.
Ascension Collegiate respectfully acknowledges the territory in which we live as the ancestral homelands of the Beothuk and the island of Newfoundland as the ancestral homelands of the Mi'kmaq and Beothuk. We also acknowledge the Inuit of Nunatsiavut and Ninatukivat, as well as the Innu of Nitassian and their ancestors, and the original people of Labrador. We acknowledge with respect the diverse histories and cultures of Indigenous people in Newfoundland and Labrador. We strive for respectful relationships with all people of this province. Nous reconnaissons que l'île de Terre-Neuve est le territoire traditionnel de Beothuk et des Mi'kmaq. Nous reconnaissons également que le Labrador est le territoire traditionnel et ancestral de Innu de Nitassian, de Innu de Ninatukivat, et le Innu de Nunatsiavut.
Now, to kick off the rest of our prom ceremony, I can't speak for everyone, but I've been counting the weeks, days, minutes, seconds leading up to this event.
I've had a Pinterest board saved for as long as I can remember, with photos of dresses, hairstyles, and shoes.
Not only is this our prom, but a day that we've been preparing for since our first day of kindergarten back in 2012. Since that day, we've worked our butts off writing tests and quizzes, spending long nights on projects, all to make this night worth it.
Tonight is about celebrating those amazing memories we've made over the past 13 years that we'll remember for the rest of our lives. The people we met, the laughs we shared, the songs we performed, and of course, all the fun we had along the way. We would now like to invite the Honorable Pam Parsons, Minister of Rural Economic Development, Minister of Labor, and Minister responsible for Workplace and Health.
Thank you very much, ladies. You look beautiful. Well, I think we should give our graduates a big round of applause because they look absolutely stunning this evening. Congratulations. Well, you know, it certainly is a treat to be here each and every year at Ascension Collegiate, and of course, especially as a former graduate from Ascension Collegiate not that long ago. And of course, I see some parents in the audience who graduated the same year as I did. It was a good year in 1998. But what I can say, of course, the school community at Ascension Collegiate is second to none. And trust me when I tell you, graduates, just because you're moving on to the next phase in life, whether it be post-secondary education or the workforce, know that your school community is behind you 100% of the way. Of course, and there are teachers who are still in the system. I mentioned one who is retiring, and that's Mr. Fred Sims. I know he's here somewhere. Let's give him a big shout out and a congratulations on an amazing career, and all who are retiring. But you know, Ascension Collegiate is a place to be proud of, I must say. And you can always reach out, of course, to this school community. It is behind you. And you are the future. You know, the cliche that you hear is, you know, you'll make mistakes. But you know what? Learn from those mistakes, because those mistakes are just learning experiences. And you know, if something doesn't work out the first time around, again, it's a learning experience. Keep trying and reaching for your goals. I always say focus on where you're going, but never forget where you came from. I just share one little story, of course, back from when I was a graduate. Actually, we were here at Ascension Collegiate. The stage looked a little bit different. I think we were facing this way. And back then, we actually had sit-down dinners. Back in those good days. And I will remember, actually, our prom king at the time. And of course, many of us here in this room remember Lloyd Morgan. Lloyd was an outstanding student. He won scholarships. He was admitted to and accepted to the first year of engineering and did so well. But shortly after graduation, unfortunately, he was taken tragically in a car accident. So my point in telling you this story is live each day to your fullest, because we never know. We're not promised tomorrow. But again, reach for your dreams. Enjoy the moment, and of course, reach out to your school community. And on that note, let's give a big round of applause to our parents and our guardians, because without their support, we wouldn't be here. So again, shout out Mr. Sims. You're loved, and of course, we'll be calling you again, good softball coach. But in closing, I will say, you know, your government has your back. As your friend in your MHA, you have my full support. If I could ever help, reach out. I'm a phone call away. And just this past week, I was very happy to return to my high school to make an announcement for 100 scholarships valued at $1,000 for girls and gender diverse from grades 10 to 12 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of when women actually gained the right to vote here in our great province. So, yeah. And grade 12s can still apply for that funding because it's eligible. Applications are open. So, you know, grade 10, 11, and 12 can apply. And I encourage you to do so. The sky is your limit. Always focus on where you're going, but never forget where you came from. And go, Astros, go! Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Parsons, for your generous words. It is now time to invite our next speakers, fellow graduates Lauren Foley and Luke Laracy, to come forward and give their address to the parents and guardians of our 2025 prom.
Tonight, as we sit here side by side, dressed in our best, full of excitement and nerves, we celebrate moving from one chapter of our lives to another, a chapter that has been filled with laughter, learning, and growth. At this joyful occasion, we have numerous people to thank for helping us. Our incredible teachers who guided us through every lesson, our friends who stood by us through every challenge, and our neighbors and extended family who cheered us on from the sidelines. But the most important people who have guided us would be our parents and guardians.
Our adventure started when they held our hands and walked us into our very first day of kindergarten, probably with a camera in one hand and a tissue in the other. They watched us grow up through all the little and big moments, from learning to read and tie our shoes, to stressing over school projects at midnight. They were there to witness our first wins and our biggest fails, always ready with a hug, advice, or even just a quiet ride home when words weren't enough.
From every early morning to late night, you've been there. You taught us how to face life head on, how to be patient, how to be kind, how to fail and get back up again. You showed up to every sports game, dance recital, school play, or music concert, always cheering the loudest.
We know it hasn't been easy. There have been tears, stress, and late-night worries. You had busy schedules, yet always made time for us. You gave us your wisdom, advice, support, and unconditional love. You've sacrificed so much, and we want you to know we see it, we feel it, and we appreciate it more than words can say.
As we turn the page to this exciting new chapter, whether it's more school, work, or whatever comes next, we know we've made it here because of you,
We love you.
and we wouldn't be who we are without you.
Thank you, Luke and Lauren, for your kind words to our parents and guardians. We would now like to call upon our next speaker, Miss Heather Smith, to offer her address to the class on behalf of parents and guardians.
Good evening, Minister Parsons, members of the Ascension Collegiate School Council, teachers, administrators, Reverend Liberty, other invited guests, as well to fellow parents, guardians, friends, and loved ones. And most importantly, to the students of Ascension Collegiate's graduating class of 2025. Welcome. My name is Heather Hunt Smith, and for those who don't know me, I'm Sally Smith's mom. I actually graduated high school in 1995, which dates me, I know. So being here 30 years later to celebrate my daughter's graduation feels very much like a full circle moment for me, and I'm honored to give this address to each of you. In 1995, things looked a little bit different for graduation than they are today. I don't remember the week-long celebration or the scavenger hunt, or SCAV, as Sally tells me it's called. But we did get dressed up, had a prom and a safe grad, and just like today, it was to celebrate the culmination of hard work. In fact, I remember getting a dozen roses from my dad on my grad day with the simple little card that said, "Hard work pays off." And that's really the message for each of you this evening. In many ways, the past 13 years seem to have flown by. However, for many of you students and us parents and guardians, the days may have seemed long at times, the hours of study strenuous, and perhaps you had up and down weeks or even months in your school year. But you persevered, you did it, and you've gotten to this point because of your hard work that you deserve to celebrate yourself and each other for this evening. I graduated high school and at first really had no idea what I wanted to do with my life. There were lots of things I was interested in, but couldn't settle on what would be a good fit for me. Like many of you will do, I went to Carbonear and did my transfer year at Kona, and then off to the big city. And that was hard, being away from home for the first time, struggling with the demands of my courses, and figuring out basically how to be an adult on my own. I remember that very first fall on the MUN campus. I was walking through the old TSC one day. Those of my vintage will remember the old TSC. And there was a book and poster fair set up, and as I walked along, there was a poster on the wall. It caught my eye. The picture on it was of a waterfall cascading down over a mountain of rocks. And I liked it because it seemed very peaceful and very serene. And I think on that day, I needed something to help me find a little bit of zen in the chaos of things that were going on in school. So you guessed it. I spent what I had allotted for my lunch that day on the poster. And once you become a post-secondary student, you get to know that the student budget is very real. I took home my poster to my little room at Hatcher House, and up on the bulletin board it went, into Burton's Pond and multiple other apartments, until it got so beat up and tattered that I finally had to give it up and print a copy from the internet, which I still have today, on the bulletin board in my office. Turns out, the words on that poster became much more important to me than the picture itself. After a couple of years of not knowing, I knew nursing was what I wanted to pursue.
Back in those days, we didn't have Grey's Anatomy, we had ER. And I thank that show in large part for influencing me to do my decision to do nursing, although I never became an ER nurse. So through 2 university degrees, a career, marriage, 2 children, and fast forward to where I am today, it is the words of the Desiderata that ground me, and that's what was printed on the poster. I don't know if any of you are familiar with this, but it's a poem written almost 100 years ago by an American named Max Ehrmann. And desiderata in Latin simply means things desired. And I'm not going to read all of it, but just some little excerpts to let you students know that this is what we as parents and guardians are wishing for each of you. So it starts. Go placidly amid the noise and haste, and remember what peace there may be in silence. You need only to put on the TV and listen to the news to know that so many aspects of our world seem really chaotic right now. And to narrow it down to your life, yours may seem to be too. School, extracurricular, you've got exams coming up, and what's happening in life come September. Remember the importance of trying to slow down, ground yourself, take time for yourself, and step away from the noise and busyness of it all if you have to, in order to find that inner peace. Your mental and physical health matters all the time, but especially as you are navigating a big life transition. Another excerpt. If you compare yourself to others, you may become vain and bitter. For always there will be greater and lesser persons than yourself. Enjoy your achievements as well as your plans. Keep interested in your own career. However humble, it is a real possession in the changing fortunes of time. Your plans for what happens after grade 12 are your plans. You have to strive the goals you have set only for yourself. Don't compare your path to somebody else's. And no matter what it is you end up doing, a degree, diploma, skilled trade, or out into the workforce, at the end of that, you have to be working for a long time as an adult. So whatever it is you choose, it has to be something you're satisfied with, proud of, and not to mention you have to make a living. Because if you thought being a teen was expensive, you'll find out that being an adult is not for the faint of heart. You are a child of the universe. No less than the trees and the stars, you have a right to be here. And whatever your labors and aspirations in the noisy confusion of life, keep peace with your soul. With all its sham, drudgery, and broken dreams, it is still a beautiful world. Be cheerful, strive to be happy. For years you've been taught in school, in sports, in dance and voice competitions, that you are important, and you are. You have to know your self-worth and advocate for yourself, and sometimes, depending on the situation, that can be hard to do. You also have to balance about caring for yourselves and the people around you. And I'm not here to tell you that there won't be challenges or disappointments that you will face, because you will. You're going to stumble at times, you're going to make mistakes. Not everyone can get the top mark in a course. Not everyone will land the summer job of your dreams. But instead of focusing on the negatives, try reframing some of those losses into positives. And even though you're now young adults and able to think for yourselves and make a lot of decisions on your own, always remember that you have us as parents, guardians, and family members who still very much see you as the children of our universe. And we are there to guide and support you and to help you continue to grow. To conclude, by now, as you near the end of grade 12, I think it's safe to say that you're all experts in high school, and it feels comfortable and safe. You know the routine, you know what to expect, you know the drill. It is what is coming next that might not feel as safe, and that's okay. It can feel a bit scary, yet still exciting to go through this transition to the next phase of your life. I read a quote a while ago that said, "Don't be afraid to give up the good to go for the great." And I think this sums it up perfectly. Don't be afraid to go for the great and stay great in the process. Go be a part of this big, beautiful world, and remember to be yourself, stay true to who you are, and as proud Astros, carpe diem. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Smith, for your words of inspiration to our graduating class. Moving along in the program, we now ask fellow graduates James Shute and Sam Potter to present their address to the teachers.
Good evening, fellow graduates, teachers, parents, guardians, and distinguished guests. My name is Samantha Potter.
And my name is James Shute. We hope you are all enjoying this long-awaited celebration. At Ascension Collegiate, over the past 3 years, we have been lucky enough to have the most dedicated, hardworking, and definitely in need of a break staff.
As teachers, you have done more than the average human should. For the past 3 years, you've had to deal with 205 of us graduates on top of the students from past years and the years to come, which we can't thank you enough for.
Teachers, they're the people who inspire students to pave their pathways into young adulthood and their lives as a whole. Without you, many of us wouldn't be where we are today. We thank you for your passion to teach us math, English, science, and all the other subject areas. They have truly given us a glimpse to where we envision ourselves and our future careers. Sam and I personally discovered from our high school years that we strive to become teachers just like you.
Without your amazing efforts, we may not have even realized that. We'll remember the teachers and staff who spent hours preparing us for events such as Kiwanis, Drama Festival, and sports tournaments, and obviously, our own graduation. The amount of fun and accomplishment we achieve from these events is completely thanks to the staff that spend their own free time to make everything possible.
And the clubs within Ascension, like French Club, Social Justice, Art Club, and many, many more, do not go unappreciated. Despite not carrying the equivalent competitive aspect, these clubs make the school feel more welcoming and entertaining to the student body. Every type of person can find a group that suits them and their interests.
The special occasions planned throughout the year, from the Spirit Weeks to the Winter Carnival, also play a huge part in making an Ascension Collegiate fun and exciting. They bring students and staff together to remind us how much care is put into our high school experience.
We can go on and on all night, thanking the wonderful teachers and staff of Ascension Collegiate on behalf of the graduates of 2025. But if we did, we would probably miss Safe Grad. So, for our final time, to Mr. Kearley, Mr. Crane, and every staff member at Ascension Collegiate for making this school such an extraordinary time for us. Thank you.
Thank you, James and Sam, for expressing the genuine gratitude we all have for our wonderful teachers at Ascension. The next part of our ceremony is the teacher address to graduates. For several years here at Ascension, Miss Cindy Skanes has given so much of her time and talent, not only in math classes, but as many extracurricular activities and committees she has been involved with, especially in my own math class. On behalf of all graduates, we sincerely thank you. Would you kindly come forward, Ms. Gaines, to offer your address to the graduating class of 2025?
Good evening, distinguished guests, esteemed colleagues, proud parents, and most importantly, the graduating class of Ascension Collegiate. This day is finally here. It is a privilege to speak to you on behalf of all the teachers of Ascension Collegiate. And as I stand before you tonight, I am filled with a blend of emotions, joy, nostalgia, and above all, gratitude. This school has been my second home, a place where I not only imparted knowledge, but also learned so much from all of you. Not only are you, the graduates, will be starting a new adventure soon, but I will be also, since I will be retiring at the end of this school year. We both will be facing a new reality in the near future. You have had many teachers come into your lives. Your kindergarten teacher was the first one who met you at the door. Some of you were timid and shy, and some of you were excited to start the day. As the years went by, you had to learn how to sit in your seat quietly and to listen to the teacher. And for some of you, that was very difficult. And guess what? It still is. The rest of your primary and elementary years, you've had other teachers that taught you to read, print, write, well, maybe not write. Learn how to add, subtract, multiply, and divide. Well, some of you are still working on this also. Then you had your junior high years. Well, I believe those teachers should get a medal. I always called those grades Hormone City. And finally, you entered Ascension Collegiate. These past 3 years flew by in a blink. One day, you were standing outside of the school, getting your first day pick of grade 10, and before we knew it, you were in grade 12, and you're here. You've had many teachers since you've been in Ascension. Your English teachers hope you will always remember the power of words, and life is like an essay. Sometimes you wing it, sometimes you revise it, and hopefully you don't need a red pen every 5 minutes. Science teachers have taught you a lot about the world and how it works. Just don't use "it's a chemical reaction" as an excuse for everything. Social studies teachers have taught you that even if the world isn't as simple as one country, one flag, understanding it can be both fun and slightly frustrating, much like trying to do your home when Netflix is calling. Gym teachers want to let you know that life's a marathon, not a sprint, and no, you can't skip the warm-up for adulthood. French teachers say that you have survived conjugating verbs and probably even avoiding using je suis fatigue as an excuse. You may not be fluent in French yet, and I don't think I am either, but at least you know how to say croissant. The music teachers say that you have hit all the right notes, and occasionally some offbeat ones too. Your art teachers say that you have painted your way through high school, sometimes with colors and sometimes with coffee stains. Remember, the masterpiece of your life will be your own creation, and it doesn't have to fit in a frame to be extraordinary. Your foods or clothing teachers have taught you how to make the perfect pancake, and maybe even master the art of not burning the toast. But most importantly, you have learned that life's recipe is all about balance, a pinch of hard work, a dash of fun, and a whole lot of patience. Your instructional resource teachers have had the absolute joy of watching you grow and thrive, not just academically, but personally. You've learned to tackle challenges with perseverance and grace, and that skill would take you far in life. They want you to go out and to continue breaking barriers just like you have done here. And of course, the best for last, you have your math teachers. You have survived our classes, but remember, life's like algebra. Sometimes you have to figure out the X without knowing what it is. But don't worry, you're ready for anything, especially if you have your Casio FX 300 ES Plus calculator with you. Just don't ask me for the solution to your life after high school. Even I can't solve that one. As I look at all of you, I see not just faces filled with excitement and nervous anticipation, but the culmination of years of effort, resilience, and growth. You've weathered challenges, academic ones, yes, but also personal, social, and global ones. You've learned lessons not found in textbooks, how to adapt, how to lead, how to bounce back. To my students, thank you. Thank you for letting me be a small part of your journey. Teaching has been a privilege and an honor. You have made me laugh, challenged me, and reminded me constantly why this work has always mattered. To my fellow parents, because I'm one of you here tonight also, I see you. We survived homework battles, report cards, and trying to decode teenager text language. IDK was not an acceptable answer on a test, just saying. Like every parent here, I feel the bittersweet tug of pride and release as you take your next steps into the world. Whether you're heading to university, college, a trade, or just taking a well-earned break, remember, life after high school has no bell schedule. You set the alarms now. You choose your paths. And you decide when it's time to snack. Choose wisely. So, the class of 2025, be kind, stay curious, laugh often, and if things ever get tough, remember how far you've come. And maybe, just maybe, remember a little of what your teachers have taught you. Congratulations, graduates, you did it. And in about 34 school days, we are both officially off the clock. Thank you.
Look at me, get misty over my math teacher. Thank you, Miss Gaines, for sharing your encouraging words this evening. And she was definitely correct about some of us still not knowing our times tables. And I still can't do long division. That's a battle for a different day. During these past 3 years, our principal, Mr. Neil Kearley, and assistant principal, Mr. David Crane, have answered all of our questions and made our life at Ascension Collegiate the best it could possibly be. We would now like to welcome Mr. David Crane to offer his address on behalf of administration.
Let's try it again. Good evening, everyone, distinguished guests, Ascension staff, parents, guardians, friends, family, and of course, members of the class of 2025. Good evening and welcome. On behalf of Principal Kearley, it's an honor for me to bring greetings from the staff and administration of Ascension Collegiate. I would first like to recognize your teachers, secretaries, student assistants, custodians, cafeteria staff, who have all supported you working towards this milestone in your life. I certainly want to thank the organizers of the Prom Committee, the Safe Grad Committee, and the Ecumenical Service Committee. Your efforts did not go unnoticed, and we are grateful for your hard work. Special congratulations to Mr. Kearley, Ms. Gaines, and Mr. Sims, who are attending their final prom as staff members of Ascension Collegiate. On behalf of the entire school community, I wish you a safe and healthy retirement. The theme you've selected for this year's prom, Enchanted Garden, tells me two things. You are captivated by the beauty that nature provides you, and you believe in the magical potential that awaits you on your pathway to life. Before you begin your journey, you must first decide and focus on things that you value and hold of the utmost importance. For it is those seeds that you will have to cultivate, nurture, and grow. Holding steadfast to what you believe in, even when the winds of popular opinion or external pressures try to sway you, takes genuine courage. It means navigating the world with an internal compass, guided by your deepest convictions rather than fleeting trends. As you continue to explore the magic and wonder of the Enchanted Garden, it's imperative that you accept what and who you are. Self-acceptance is a key cornerstone to your happiness. Recognize who you are and learn to accept it and appreciate it. Be aware of your strengths and use them to your advantage. Likewise, be aware of your shortcomings and your challenges and use them to spark self-growth. We live in a time where many people feel the need to post everything as a way of gaining likes, followers, or approval. However, I would argue your own self-validation is equally as important and essential. French philosopher Simone Weil references the importance of being rooted in a belief system, stating, "To be rooted is perhaps the most important and least recognized need of the human soul." An enchanted garden is a magical place full of happiness and wonder. Whether it's something to do or pursuing your passions, make sure that your journey enlightens you and brings you personal fulfillment. German philosopher Immanuel Kant states there are three keys to happiness: something to do, someone to love, and something to hope for. Gratitude will be a key aspect to your happiness, and learning to be grateful for what you have, including the people that support you, is very important. Research has indicated that there is a strong positive correlation between expressions of gratitude and feelings of happiness. I hope each of our graduates here tonight at some point found a few moments to say thank you to everyone that has helped you get to this point in your lives. If you haven't done so, seek out those people and let them know how grateful you are for all their support. Whether it's your parents, grandparents, guardians, family, or friends, make sure you let them know in your own way just how much their support has meant to you. Are there any Bruce Springsteen fans here in the audience? I know of at least one, don't I, Miss Drover? He released a song off the Jerry Maguire soundtrack in 1996 called The Secret Garden. The lyrics describe a beautiful romance and a love connection, but also references a private side, one that no one knows about. You don't have to tell everyone everything. Sometimes it's just between you and nature. Author Jackie French has a fitting quote that relates nicely to this idea. No single sort of garden suits everyone. Shut your eyes and dream of the garden you'd most love, and open your eyes and start planting. It would be impossible to talk about the enchanted garden without mentioning nature and all the beauty it brings. One of the world's greatest theoretical physicists, Albert Einstein, said, "Look deep into nature, and then you will understand everything better." Remember, each of you will forge your own path, and it will be unique, pursuing your own interests, values, and dreams. I suspect there are at least a few of you here tonight who aren't sure which path you want to take, and that's perfectly fine. Dominican fashion designer Oscar de la Renta describes gardening as a work of a lifetime. You're never truly finished. So it's okay if you haven't started to explore your enchanted garden yet. You still have time. I certainly thank you for the opportunity to speak to you this evening. I am proud of you all, and I've enjoyed getting to know you over the last number of years. I've referenced famous scientists, authors, philosophers, and even a fashion designer. So I will leave you with a sports reference from one of the NFL's greatest players, and I'm sure in 2028, when he is eligible for the Hall of Fame, he will be a first ballot inductee. He said something a few years ago in an article that I read that just stuck with me. Success isn't earned, it's leased, and rent is due every day. J.J. Watt. Enjoy your night, folks, and more importantly, enjoy planting your seeds and watching your garden grow.
Thank you, Mr. Crane, for sharing your motivational message with us tonight. We now invite fellow graduate Sally Smith to come forward and give her address to the class of 2025.
Dear fellow graduates of 2025, we are here tonight in a long-awaited moment, here in our dream dresses and suits, walking across the stage, knowing we are moving forward onto a new chapter in our lives. It felt like only yesterday we were little kindergarten students expressing what we wanted to be when we grew up. Here we are now, getting ready for our future to pursue our dreams. Going to school every day has been a normal part of our lives for 13 years, and it obviously has had such a big impact. Where would we be without our teachers who push us to be our best each and every day? The endless tutoring, constructive criticism, and simply someone to talk to show how much these amazing teachers are passionate about their students. In high school, you find your people, find your passion, and so much more. As a high school student, I picked up many passions such as public speaking, mentorship, and music. All activities that pushed me to come out of my comfort zone. Little level 1 me would be so proud of how far I have come today. I'm sure that many of you here tonight feel the exact same way. Bravo to everyone who put themselves out there. Tonight, all of our hard work has paid off. Each and every one of us here is being honored by fellow students, family members, and teachers for our commitment, dedication, and drive to reach the goals we have set for ourselves. We are also fortunate to have our amazing prom committee made up of our amazing teachers and graduates. The many meetings at lunch, voting, and planning for this event does not go unnoticed. Some of us may have our futures mapped out, while others are still trying to figure out what our paths will look like. And that's okay. And university, college, a skilled trade, or job, that's okay too. Each of us has the power to make these important decisions that are right for each one of us. And of course, we do have our parents, families, and loved ones to help us make the right decisions because they have been so instrumental in guiding us and helping us grow into the young adults we have become. Starting a new chapter sounds scary, but we are all in this together. Just go back to kindergarten for a minute. I remember my kindergarten graduation getting a vibrant book by Dr. Seuss called Oh, the Places You'll Go. I'm sure many of you know that book. The words in that child book still apply to each of us today. Here's my favorite quote. You have brains in your head. You have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself in any direction you choose. You're on your own, and you know what you know. And you are the one who decide where to go. To my fellow graduating students, the world is truly our oyster, and our time is now. Be kind to yourselves and each other. Always take time to learn and to grow, and make time for fun. Enjoy the rest of this evening and cherish every moment. Thank you.
Thank you, Sally, for your inspiring and considerate words this evening. Before our exciting Grand March begins, we now invite Elizabeth Navarro and Kaylee Muckford to come forward with the courtesies.
I hope you are all enjoying our wonderful prom ceremony tonight. On behalf of Class of 2025, we are honored to pay our deepest gratitude to all those who have helped make this night everything we wanted it to be. If we omit anyone, our sincere apologies for doing so.
First of all, we would like to extend our greatest appreciation to the Teacher Organizing Committee, Ms. Cynthia Strobridge, Ms. Deanne Delahunty, Mr. Philip Smith, Mr. Fred Sims, Ms. Kathy Drover, Mr. Bill Drover, Mr. Shane Lambert, Mr. Rebecca Power, Ms. Morgan Kearley, and Ms. Diane Reynolds. Thank you so much for making this night a reality.
As well, a special thank you to the grads and teachers taking part at the beautiful ecumenical service, as well as all those who helped out in any way. We also extend a huge thank you to all those students on the prom committee for putting so much time and effort into this day. A big thank you to Abby Taylor, James Shute, Chloe Jewer Major, and Seth Freak for collecting the pictures and creating our slideshow. Thanks also goes out to Jane Evely for her amazing artwork displayed on our programs. To those grads who helped out with the coffee house and hockey game fundraisers, your hard work is greatly appreciated.
Thank you to Ms. Courtney and Ms. Parsons for announcing our Grand March, as well as thank you to Ms. Strobridge, Mr. Sims, Mr. Drover, Mr. Lambert, and Ms. Kearley for preparing the seating plan, the arena, and the programs.
Another warm thank you to Mr. Smith for organizing an exciting Safe Grad later tonight.
In addition, thank you to our wonderful MCs, Avery and Jasmine, as well. A heartfelt thank you again to all our fantastic speakers tonight. Thank you also to Miss Yvette Hardy for assisting Miss Reynolds with the auditions for speakers.
Our greatest appreciation to our principal, Mr. Neil Kearley, and assistant principal, Mr. David Crane, who are always quick to support us in any way needed. We are also grateful to our secretaries, Miss Lisa Bradbury and Miss Natalie Curtis, as well as our custodians. Whenever we are in a situation, they are always willing to help us out.
We would like to send a huge thank you to Miss Debbie Young of Home Accents and Gifts and Miss Megan Tuttle, who assisted her all week, for adding beauty and elegance to our evening. The work you put into preparing this evening certainly shows. Every decoration for our enchanted garden is beautiful.
As well, our greatest appreciation to Pro Audio, as they provided us with light and sound setup.
Thank you as well to photographer Miss Lisa Paul of Life Touch for capturing photos of a night we will never forget.
We would also like to thank our special guests for sharing this evening with us. To Reverend Liberty, Miss Pam Parsons, and our parent representative, Miss Heather Smith, for your encouraging words. Heartfelt thanks as well to our feeder school representatives with us tonight. From Amalgamated Academy, Holy Redeemer, and St. Peter's.
Thank you to the Wolverines for handling security tonight, as well as the Bay Roberts Fire Department for organizing parking at our ecumenical service. A big thank you to the Bay Arena staff for helping set up. Your hard work is really appreciated.
Our high school experience would have not been this memorable without the amazing, hardworking staff at Ascension Collegiate. These teachers have shaped us to who we are today and taught us life's lessons we will carry with us throughout our futures. For that, we are forever grateful.
Finally, thank you to our families. Without your support and patience, we would not be the people we are today. Although we don't always show it, we appreciate you more than words can express.
We hope we have mentioned everyone who has contributed in some way. Thank you to everyone who has attended our prom ceremony tonight. We hope you enjoyed our evening and leave this building carrying memories you will have for a lifetime. On behalf
Of Ascension's class of 2025, thank you.
I screwed up so much.
Thank you, Elizabeth and Kaylee. And now, the Grand March. Miss Allison Parsons and Miss Lisa Courtney will announce the names of the class of 2025. And now all the 2025 graduates can begin to line up for the Grand March.
Excuse me, folks. Can Lucas Reed make his way to this side of the stage and Cole Moist make his way to this side of the stage? We are about to begin. Just a reminder to the graduates that when you come up onto the stage, please stop in the middle when you meet each other. Try to time it so you meet at the same time. It's kind of poetic. Make your way to the top of the stairs, stop for a picture, take your time going down the stairs, stop there for a picture, and then make your way along the carpet. Parents, you're welcome to take pictures as they're coming along. Dart in, dart out, okay? Nice little quick shot, and out you go, just to keep things flowing.
Caitlin Adams James Deering. Jordan Allen Justin Allen. Riley Allen Brooke Bartlett. Kierden Atkins Chloe Boland. Belle Badcock Jack Emberley.
Chloe Baggs and Andrew Spracklin. Caden Baker and Kirsten Jackman. Rachel Baker and Mason Walsh. Mackenzie Barrett and Abigail Butler. Naomi Barrett, and Matthew Fillier.
Bridget Bishop, Patrick Fowler. Isabella Bishop, Cameron Roberts. Jacob Bishop, Chloe Empey Smith. Juliana Boone, Nicholas Russell. Cadence Brown, Luke Hurley.
Jenna Butler and Jackson Kennedy. Amethyst Byrne and Emily Goss. Claire Caravan and Katie Trask. Christopher Cave and Alex Sorensen. Arnie Chakabuck and Kaylee Mugford.
Clark, Morgan Canning. Anton Collins, Jack Daw. Preston Connolly, Tyler Whalen. Blake Coombs, Melissa Walsh. Brooklyn Coombs, Annabelle Saffin.
Kaylee Coombs and Brooklyn Spracklin. Robert Corbett and Rebecca Tuttle. Ash Cormier and Callie Mercer French. Ryan Cousins and Chloe Whittle. Morgan Koviduk and Annabelle Saffin. Axel Crane and Holly Spracklin.
Kiana Critch, Jesse Daw. Logan Crowley, Kieran Lake. Nevaeh Curran, Colby Tuttle. Marcus Daw Grace Young. Joel Dawson, Hannah Roberts.
Julia Dawson and Luke Laracy. Noah Dawson and Claire Hiscock. Brianna Deering and Caleb Young. Jonathan Deering and Shaylin Power. Jackson Dixon and Emily Robbins.
Jacob Dove, Charles Kett. Caden Driscoll, Ethan St. Cour. Ashton Drover, Abigail Taylor.
Cameron Edmonds and Gabrielle Neville. Jane Evely, and Alex Flight. Tyler Farrell and Claire McDougall. Dawson Fitzgerald and Chelsea Skanes. Matthew Fitzgerald and Elizabeth Morrissey. Cameron Flynn and Lily Foster. Kaylee Flynn and Connor Lynch.
Lauren Foley, Zoe Turney. Brooklyn Fowler, Jonathan Parsons. Bridget Franey, Chase Morgan. Seth Freak, Joseph Louse. Jack Hardy, Abby Neal.
Olivia Hurd and Logan Volke. Jesse Hillier, and Lucas Reed. Evan Hiscock and Paige Reed. Abigail Hussey Slaney and Jesse Taylor. Jasmine Jewer and Gavin Peddle.
Chloe Jewer Major, Jackson Young. Liam Johnston, Zion Lynch. Caitlin Jones, Kyle Jones. Lauren Nee, Liam Lawler. Logan Langdon, Brooke Nightingale.
Jadam Linthorn and Matthew Snow. Addison Lucifora and Michael Power. Zion Lynch and Jesse Parsons. Mason Marsh and Kaylee Mugford. Lily Mercer, and Ryan Sims.
Jessica Mercer French, Aiden Parsons. Alexander Malloy, Hannah Seward. Lloyd Morgan, Kira Porter. Cole Moist, Chloe Moore. Elizabeth Navarro, Jesse Whalen.
Jasmine Newman and Ethan Parsons. Heidi Nafto and Anna Rodriguez. Gavin Oates and Emma Yetman. Isabella Paddock and Tanner Saunders. Hunter Parsons and Callie Mercer French.
Cole Pelham Dawson Power. Abigail Petton, Rihanna Rogers. Porter, Braden Smith. Samantha Potter, Greg Short. Nicholas Pye, Avery Yetman.
Julia Saunders and Colin Smith. Mackenzie Seymour and Jenna Butler. James Shute and Sally Smith. Brooklyn Singleton and Kendra Stone. Jessica Smith and Brooklyn Snow. Julie Spracklin and Stacy Stone. Logan Whalen and William Morgan. Tiara Shue and James Morrison. Can we give one more round of applause, folks, for the 2025 graduates of Ascension Collegiate? Thanks very much.
If I could have your attentions again, please. We are nearing the end of our special night, and we'd like to invite everybody to dance together. There will be 3 dances dedicated. Hold on, let me get the order here. Dance with walking partner, so grad and walking partner, graduate and parent, and then grad and date. As each dance progresses, Cynthia Strobridge will be announcing them as they go along. Following our ceremony here tonight, we have an amazing safe grad that is taking place back at the school. Please arrive there on time as doors will be closed at 11 p.m.
And as we take these next steps, Jasmine and I leave you with a quote from the hit Broadway musical Wicked. And now whatever way our stories end, I know you have rewritten mine by being my friend.
All that's left to say, really, is thank you for being part of our stories and allowing us to be part of yours. As well, if you need a safe grad waiver, they will be available at school.
Merci d'avoir passé du temps avec nous ce soir, alors que nous célébrons la fin du chapitre et le début d'un autre. C'est une soirée dont nous nous souviendrons longtemps.
Congratulations to the class of 2025.